educate women because it is smart. We educate women because it changes the world. Yes, today we have somebody who is not only an influential lady, but her credentials speak volume about her achievements and contributions not only to womanhood but to the entire world. Yes, I welcome you all to Women Influencers Talk Show, a show which not only features women achievers but women who are a phenomena. Ameenah Firdaus Gurib-Fakim, born on 17th October 1959, is a Mauritian politician and biodiversity scientist who served as the first woman president of the Republic of Mauritius from 2015 to 2018 and third woman to have served as head of state following Queen Elizabeth II. We are honored to have her speak to us about her journey and her life. The volume of her profile is a proof of her unparalleled achievements and contributions to a better humanity and environment. I am deeply obliged and privileged to have Her Excellency Ameenah Gurib Fakim on our talk show today. The first question that I would like to ask you is about your connect and your roots to India.
I am fourth generation Indian immigrant whose ancestors have hailed from Ghazipur in Uttar Pradesh. My forebears left India in 1862 and unfortunately we do not have any relatives back in Ghazipur, but I would still like one day to visit the village where my ancestors came from.
Sure, if you know where you're from, it is harder for people to stop you where you are going. How would you define life in Mauritius and how receptive has Mauritius been to the Indian diaspora?
Mauritius, I've lived through the colonial era in my childhood, and the island became independent in 1968. And since then, we have progressed, we have done massive progress in my opinion. So I can say that those who have led the country over the past 50 years, they have implemented some of their vision to make it a prosperous nation for us to live, well, at least comfortably. We are ourselves Indian diaspora because we have left India for over 100 years. But what we have done is that we have maintained strong links with India at many levels, culturally, economically, politically. And we have also weaved a very good network with other Mauritians who are of course from Indian diaspora right across the world. And recently we held a conference of the Mauritian diaspora, and it was very, very nice to see the diversity of expertise and the diversity of the professions that many of the Indian diaspora are leading across the world. So it's good to see this powerful network of prosperous Indians.
Very well said. Your love for science, specifically organic chemistry, how did it happen? Was it a childhood interest or something that you fell in love gradually as you grew?
As a child growing up in a small village in Mauritius, I have always been fascinated by science, and I was lucky to have had motivated teachers who could actually demystify the world of science to me. They could explain to me why a plant was green, why a flower was red, or the sky was blue. They could tell me that when I was washing up, science was happening. And I think it was this practical aspect of demystification of science that actually pushed me further into this. I became passionate about science, and I was so happy doing it I was doing that I decided to make a career out of it. And of course, why organic chemistry? Because organic chemistry is the chemistry of life, it's the chemistry of carbon, and everything about life fascinates me.
Sure, passion is a driving force for most of us. In a lot of interviews, you have spoken about the uncapped potential of the herbal medicines and taking the advantage of the Mauritius biodiversity. As a scientist and an ex-president of the Republic of Mauritius, where do you want the contribution of your country to the future of medicine to be?
If you look at the World Health figures, it says over 80% of the world's population still depend on herbal medicine for the primary health care. And if you look at a continent like Africa, I would be comfortable to say that this is the case. And geographically and politically, Mauritius belongs to the African continent. Where we are in Mauritius is that we are a biodiversity hotspot, which means that there are unique plants growing in this part of the world, which may eventually provide the cure to other diseases that may arise. So I see my contribution, my small contribution, is that I have been able to put our biodiversity and our literature and our documentation all the way up to the World Intellectual Property Organization, and now it constitutes prior art in this field.
That's quite a valuable contribution, I must say. You are the first unanimously elected woman president of Mauritius and the third woman to have served as the head of state following Queen Elizabeth II. How has been the journey like?
I consider myself to be an accidental president. Accidental because I'd never had any ambition politically. I was very happy being a scientist. I was very happy being an entrepreneur. But when my name was cited to be proposed to be the next president, I took the risk. I said, why not? If I can serve my country at the highest level, why not do it? And this is again the messaging I have for young girls. Learn to take risk, calculated risk maybe. And I have enjoyed serving my country at the highest level, and I'm very happy to keep on serving my country.
Well, as I read somewhere, you take the risk or you lose the chance, and you are a living example of it, and we all look up to you. What are your memories of your time spent at the State House?
I have very nice memories of the camaraderie, as we say, among the members of staff. I was very happy to actually federate all the young people around a cause, because I was still, and I still am, interested in promoting science. I'm still doing it. I actually draw a lot of attention to the plight of plants, because I had created quite a few mini gardens in the State House gardens. And so I was very happy doing that kind of work, and of course promoting dialogue and with great speakers across the world. I welcome amongst other people the president of the Royal Society, Savenki, who actually came and gave a really nice lecture at the State House. And of course also doing what I enjoyed, what I benefited from, is the promotion of science among young girls.
Very rightly said. Educate a girl and she will change the world, and that is so true. Please share your experience of winning the 2007 LOreal UNESCO Award for Women in Science for Africa.
As a female scientist, that was a really special moment. It was a special moment for many reasons. First of all, I became the very first laureate for Mauritius. It has not been edited again since, unfortunately. It was an important moment also to actually add credibility, because it added a lot of credibility to this field of work. And even to date, people still refer to me as the LOreal UNESCO laureate. So it's a very special moment. It's a highly sought after prize now in the academic world.
That's right. Any and every profile should be gender bias free. What should be looked upon as a qualification should be your skills, education and influence. Now talking about influence, Forbes has listed you among the top 100 most influential women of the world. What does this mean to you?
It's always nice to see, at personal level, your name listed in this prestigious list. But I think it goes beyond the person. It's important for the country. It brings, as I said, a very important light on Mauritius. We need the visibility. And also it's important as a message, as a role model for young girls to know that, it's important to be out there. And what they must do also to appear in this list, and of course the work that people don't see, and the sacrifices one makes to be able to reach that point. So it's just beyond the personal take. It's important for the country. It's important to see as part of your legacy.
That's right. There is so much that goes behind the scene. I mean, it may not be visible, but it plays a key role in one's life and career. You have been married to Dr. Anwar Fakim, who is a surgeon, and you are a mother of 2 kids. How do you maintain work-life balance?
When I was a child, I had the support of my father, and of course I had the support of my family. And of course, when a woman is successful, she needs the cheerleader to be the father, the uncle, the brother, and society at large. But for a woman to be successful as a professional, she needs the support of the husband and the family, of course, the extended family, if that's the case. And so it's been quite a journey, balancing. It's a balancing act, especially when you have children. But earlier on, I had made choices because you only have 24 hours a day. You would like to have ideally a social life, a family life, a career. But as a woman, you still have to make choices. And the choice I made was to integrate my social life, my family life, my professional life. So these are the 2 I chose, family and professional.
That's wonderful. One interesting question that I would like to ask you is, what challenges have you faced as a woman, both professionally and personally?
When you're a woman entering the field of science, it's already an issue. In fact, I was discouraged when I was a young girl, when I went to see a career guidance officer, when I asked him whether it was okay for a girl to do sciences. So he said to me that upfront, that science is not for girls. Science is for boys, and also when you come back, you will not have a job in Mauritius if you go in the sciences. So that's already one issue you have to grapple with, the stereotype. And then you have to look at the structure. Society is still not ready for a good woman scientist, mathematician, or you name it, the hard science, I would say. It is still frowned upon when you have women engineers, women into going the hard engineers, into the hard sciences. So this is something that you have to cope with. You have to deal with the stereotype. You have to do with the structures. And this is what I say to young girls. Go for excellence, because it's only excellence that will get you to where you are.
Very motivating. Sure, excellence is not a skill, but it is an attitude. For you, power is the ability to influence others by leaving a legacy. As an ex-president of Mauritius and also a scientist, what legacy would you like to leave behind?
To me, the notion of power is much more subtle, in as much that people are known, great leaders are known to be leaders who lead from behind. And what is my legacy vis-a-vis young people? My legacy vis-a-vis young people is that your success is what makes me happy. So my involvement today will be to ensure that you have a better future. That's my legacy.
That's so true, and I'm sure all our viewers across the world are loving watching you speak and are getting motivated too. Any last motivational words for the young minds engaging in the new innovative environment, especially women?
I have only one message to all girls, and that can be summarized in 3 Ds. Is to dream, is to dare, and is to do. And if you dream big, you believe in yourself, and you're passionate about what you do, you will not have to work a single day in your life. But again, I will cite Salif Johnson, one of the past heads of state in Africa coming out of Liberia, is that she said, dream big. If these dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough.
Right. And as Lupita Nyong'o says, no matter where you're from, your dreams are valid. Before we say goodbye and thanks to you, what are your thoughts about our initiative, Women Influencers Group?
You're doing a great job because you're precisely bringing out the role models that we have around the world. So I will say keep up the good work and keep shining light on women who have made it, because it's only by motivating, it's only by encouraging these girls that we're going to see more women coming out of the pipe, because women suffer from the leaky pipe syndrome, And this is where you're playing a very key role in helping other women, mentor other women, but more importantly, make them become these role models that these young girls can look up to.
Of course, your testimonial means we are definitely doing it right. And I, on behalf of my entire team, would like to thank you for taking out your precious time for this show. Sending our love and blessings to you and your beautiful country, Mauritius. We are constantly working very hard in bringing forth such influential personalities who are a role model in themselves. So please show us your love and support by subscribing to our channel. Like and share it among your friends and family. Till we meet next time again, take care, stay safe, bye bye.